Hello、こんにちは。ジェンジー VS CFO 始まりました。ジェンジーはここでケイトリンファーストピックからの CFO はリーシンとシンドラ。シンドラ好きね。ギガバイトも使ってたっけ？ワイルドカードメタか？でやっぱケイトリンといえばラックス。セジュアニケイトリンラックス。おー、ジェンジーのこれルーラーのケイトリンか。今のところジェンジーはいいところないね。初戦はセナシンジドでトロールして何もできずで負けて、2試合目も勝ったけど NA チームとイーブンゲームやって途中まで。ここでオイスターチームをボコボコにしてくれないと世界大会優勝はちょっとね期待できないね。今のところ CFO の構成がクソゴミに見えるのは俺だけ。レネクトンシンドラOK。ジェンジー相手序盤ボコって勝つって感じなのかな。時代遅れチャンプがすげえ揃ってんだよ。てかアジール相手んのにどっちも取らないんだね。シンドラ相手はアジール微妙か。オーンアカーリー。アジールは使ってもいいって考えか。シンドラリーシンでミッドジャングルはめちゃくちゃ強いから、ミッドジャングルオイスターは主導権取ってボトムのケイトリンラックスに圧をかける。そうするとケイトリンラックスがレーン勝てなくなるから、タワー取れなくなるから、ケイトリンが腐ると。ミッドジャングルはシンドラリーシンめちゃくちゃ強いよ。でこのセジュアニはどこに行くのかな。トップなのかジャングルなのか。カリスタ。ケイトリン相手カリスタ出すのあんま見ないな。多分カリスタノーチかカリスタアムムだろうね。まあノーチは番か。ジェンジーヘカリン。いやでもこれ確かにカリスタも射程短いし DPS があんま CFO ないからヘカリム解けないんじゃないかな。シンドラも機動力ないしな。ヘカリムのウルトをぶち込めば殺せるから。そしてチョービーのアーリー。何を取る？ブレッツパイク。OK。もう序盤構成 CFO はもうオイスターは序盤ぶっ壊す。ミッドもトップもボトムも全部アウトスケールされる。ジャングルも含めもうこれはバチバチに戦うんじゃねえか。ジェンジー VS オイスター始まりました。オイスターはもう全レーン全チャンピオン全てレートゲーム負けます。もうなんならレベル1から仕掛けてもいいんじゃない。まずボトムに向かう。ジェンジーは敵のインベードを予測してますね。これ相手序盤何かしねえと負けるから何かしてくるんじゃねえのと。相手にブリッツクランクがいる時のソロ級チームだな。見てて面白いけどね、ここまでオールインなのは。レッツゴーオイスターって言ってる。Oyster had a stronger comp. Alright, well, they get some loot in their jungle as there's no invade, and also you can link your league account with Prime Gaming to receive free in-game content as well. Free digital goods, get yourself on that one. Looks pretty fun. 回り方どうなるかだね。序盤何か決めないといけないのはオイスター。ヘカリムはリーシュをもらう。ケイトリンラックスでリーシュするんだ。Or ruler flash for that matter. The last time we saw a Caitlyn lane lose, it was because the enemy ガンガンプッシュすると思って。お、ケイトリンのこのスキン何？初めて見る。 ケイトリン・ラックスは、お、経験値失ったぞ。ケイトリン・ラックスはフラッシュがなくなった時が厳しいね。おお、何これ。おお、レッドラプターミッドギャンク、チョビフラッシュ。ドランレベル2先行。このセジュアニのスキンもなかなか見ねえな。Also makes it more difficult for Chovy to have mid power, which then in turn will make it more difficult for Genji's bottom lane to push if Syndra is constantly in river. So not a bad start.いいフラッシュのプレッシャーを与えたけど、ジェンジは落ち着いてる。フラッシュ切らないですね。ゼロドライブさんサブスクライバーありがとうございます。でけえウェーブ作ってダイブ ?3 ウェーブダイブ行くのか。このスローはでかいぞ、ラックスの E のスロー。ただウェーブを燃やしている。序盤動かしますね。もう NA より強いぞ。これは018期待できる。豚が TP を使う。これはドラン自分の立ち位置分かってんね。これ誰か一人来てくれないとファーム全部失うんだけど、ルーラーのファーム失っていいのって。いいね。これ同じことを C9 のトップレーナーがやるべきだって。あいつジャックスとかピックしてねえでセジュアにオンやってボトム見るべきだって。これはルーラーだからね。ソロ級でこんな動きしてあげないけど、ルーラーだからファームを食わせるためだけにテレポート。トップウェーブ固まってない。プルウェーブだと思ったんだけど、これセジュアにとってはクソだけどな。うわ、これ最悪だね。まあでもケイトリン・ラックスがレーン負けた瞬間ゲーム終わるからな。ケイトリン・ラックスが負けないように見てあげると。That's the natural power trade-off between the two junglers. Lee Sin wants to gank Hecarim, wants to farm more early. Ruli's even gone call, so it's interesting that they just haven't been able to get any presence in this lane yet, despite having Caitlyn Lux. But game's a little bit more stable now, so we're more likely to see them shove. ラックスいいぶつけなかった。
Little unnecessary. Doesn't matter a ton. That 80 health is going to change much of anything, but is what it is. Wards go down, sweeper in for the pike as the top laners keep trading back and forth. Of course, Doran's already gotten his first recall off. Rest going to take the latest one he can. He knows the route that Hecarim is taking. He knows he wants to full clear up. As there was a ward put down early on the river to watch that Hecarim is not coming into the bottom lane just yet. Will be running to his own Raptors. There is a trinket ward that I believe timed out. Okay, so I don't know if it actually saw the Hecarim itself, but either way, Peanut is still going back through for his clear. And Rest has about 40.
ヘカリムは順調にファーム食ってるね。ピーナッツはどのビルド行くだろう。
If he holds E, he's always safe here. You can preempt it, yeah. So it goes in before there's ever going to be a light binding. No trap follow-up, he's going to be out. But it doesn't mean the wards get killed. Peanut staying on the bottom side. They can count camps, they know what things he's gone for down here, but still, I don't think there's ever a chance Lee Sin counter jungle's left side jungle. While again, looking for the stealth hook play. Just forcing Genji off. Guarantees Shun is not going to be zoned off any of his farm. Easy auto Ren kills the caster minions. Lee Sin still around here.
リーシンはまだ見てるぞ、ボトム。ヘカリムはいない。ボトム来た、リーシン。けど入っていけない。ケイトリン・ラックスであんまアグレッシブにプレイできないね。パイクがいるから。でもレーン負けなければ、まあケイトリンの方がカリサより強いだろうし、耐えればいいだけだからな、ジェンジ。ヘカリムがジャングルで有利取ってるんで、レーナーはセーフにプレイ。Flying Oyster are still looking for that fight to break open the game. 12 camps through for the Hecarim, feeling pretty good right there. Gets his でけえウェーブだ。だいぶ狙ってくるぞ。 ヘカリムが来るまで待つしかない。だからもう CFO 普通に悪くないな。構成通りうまくやってる。ヘカリムそろそろ6位になるぞ。これでならないかな。まだか。なった。これ6位になって戦ったら勝てないからね、リーシン。
And you look at those CS differences. A lot of it has to do with Gemini and him getting the early flash, providing the early pressure onto the bottom lane. But Peanut also one of the best junglers at the World Championship. Gemini doing a great job.
アリがミッドの主導権握っている。ここのダイブは難しいんじゃないかと思ったら来るぞ。うめえ。ラックスが事前に Q 当ててた。ミッドジャングルが本当は CFO のやつらの方が 2v2 強いから来るはずなんだけど、完璧だね。ラックスの Q が当たったから完璧だったね。ヘカリムもうまかったな。ヘカリムウルトをパイクにだけ当てて E を違うやつに打ったね。カリスタに。ラックスがタワーショット食らってたし、リーシンが近くにいたから難しいかなと思ったけど、ラックスがうまくスキル当ててたな。ラックスの Q をここで食らっちゃったのがね。いやー、サポートがアグロ引いたの完璧だった。
Looking very good. Only a 400 gold lead, but I mean, against this composition, every single champion outscales their opponent.
Yeah, also Renekton being over level 6 with ultimate up usually means that the team gets control of the top Rift Herald. So, right off of the reset, Koala does not go bottom lane. This is the correct choice. He sends up for top lane. I also think it's the correct choice for Gen G. Caitlyn lanes do not like to leave.
ジェンジーはここでヘラルドは捨てますね。ケイトリンラックスだからボトムバキバキにできるし。
Keep in mind though, Herald in the inventory of CFO's jungler means you've always got a chance to crack the entire bottom tower. The third plate is, I think, partway dead, but still standing, so the plate charge itself wouldn't quite kill. One plate now topside for Doran, who TP'd out of his lane at level 3 to help his duo, and now with Gemini around with rest, good timing on the ulti, great kill.
おお、セジョニうま。おお、でもキックセジョニ当たんなかった。ナイスプレー。
Peanut was out. He was saved. Doran did everything. He interrupted the lead city, ulted him, and then Peanut said, you know, maybe I can get... No, you cannot get more damage. You needed to run Peanut. He completely gives that one away. Rest with the kill.
A little bit of a sigh of relief on CFO. They were looking down the barrel of losing this game, but a bit more towards their side. As level 7 is in for Kalista. Ruler has his ulti. Lahen's the same. Koalas level 5 would love the ulti to help secure lethal damage. But Flash and all the summoners actually up for the entire bottom lane here. Gonna walk right into the river.
おお、パイクのエンゲージ当たんない。ノックアップ。いいフラッシュ。でもヘカリムがいる。パイクのウルト。ワース。お、チョービ来てる。パイクカリスタエグいな。Q をいなしてもあれ死ぬんだ。
Getting the kill on Ruler though, like mission success in terms of shutting down the Caitlyn so far. I definitely have to say 0-1-2 and only 86 CS at 11 minutes. And then this top lane.
パイクのウルトでキル取ったから11交換だったらワーサだったけど、パイクがやられたな。
Where did the Rift throw go?
Mid? I think I got mid plates for Chovy roaming. That's my guess.
Okay, possible. Watching this one more time, you can see how many tools Kalista Pyke have. So you miss the hook, and you just still get thrown in to be able to.
これえぐいね。
Post flash net stun onto Ruler, and then execute him with the Pike ultimate.
And yeah, he tries to run, but Chobi's like, I know where you're going. There's only one way out for you. Second ult because of the wall and just good charm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When Ahri moved bottom, Rift Herald was dropped in the mid-wave. That got 2 extra plates and puts this turret precariously low.
Mission will be able to farm the 4th plate for himself as well. Of course, 1 was shared back to his jungler for the summon, but at least some money in the inventory. So we can still see the gold is relatively close. First break of the game has not yet been claimed as Rest will take a small trade. Actually saves his stun for the whole thing. Didn't really value the damage. Ow! Damage towards Shun. But now we got ourselves going on to this first dragon of the game. +1 Cloud Drake. Thank you, Pickums.
It is slow though. 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Going to put us at a very late soul. So much of this game was really about trying to deny farm onto the Caitlyn. No one had the tempo to be able to take the dragon.
おいラックス全部当てるやん。
Oh, procced just by Lux.
Yeah. Okay. Look for the shot on a Chovy. Lands it, but with the charm landing, he's never able to E forward. Chovy the ulti anyway goes back in for an aggressive trade. Knows what he has, what his limits are. And indeed just gets the damage done. My ult's down. Might as well do 300 damage before I have to go.
Chovy, some cheeky Everfrosting. Definitely has the lion's share of the gold so far for Gen G.
Yeah. I also love how aggressive Chovy is. Like, he went cooldown boots in a matchup where I feel like most mages in general buy Merc Treads into Syndra because it's Syndra, QE combo, hurts a lot, and he's like, nah, it's fine. I like this one. Yeah.
ラックス強っ。
Is when I'm about to land the Kate ult, just Lux ult them. If they scatter, I land Kate ult. If they don't scatter, I get the double Lux ulti, and you
あーケイトリンのウルトでラインナップさせるんだ。ADC の HP を守るためにパイクが重なろうとしたところ、ラックスのウルトぶち込む。
And Lehens and Ruler were able to take this turret down solo. They really want to be able to get this last plate as well as the first turret. They have 5 more.
ケイトリンそういえば勝ったっけ？昨日勝ったっけ？ケイトリンの勝率確か 0% だったんだよ。あとミスフォーチュン全然人気じゃなくなったな。ミスフォーチュンも負けてるけど、でもミスフォーチュンは4回中 NA チームが3回使ってるからね。脳幹だよな。
Did go for harass slightly over plate gold and could have gotten that.
Someone's going to clip that later when it does actually cost them the game. But
yeah, you know,
possible.
One CS also to go until Cola's done. That is the worst feeling. Is like I would love to greed for 30 seconds, but it's not worth the tempo loss.
Definitely.
But that would have been cooldown boots or Zerker Greaves done.
Yeah, absolutely. Instead, he just comes with 2 daggers. Instead, no control ward. 80 carry thinks it's fine. Support.
そうか、昨日ケイトブラームだったか。
Has the extra dagger, but that something's never changed.
Wants the zeal. It's actually very common for AD carries to skip boost 2 for as long as possible and just go for power spikes. Try to get to item 2 and 3. Just get to IE. Those Zerks are very efficient. Good damage on the jungler. Follows through ward. Auto is... Oh, it's going to be so close. Killing him with the shield is going to keep him alive. Gemini will set up for the Lux ulti. Will Gemini die? Yes, he will drop. But Doran may not be around much longer. Ulti, I believe Koala may have still been able to share a cut as his ult was in the air, but doesn't take the kill itself.
Yeah, 1 for 1 in a 2v4. Hecarim stealing Raptors, Caitlyn pushing mid, Ahri pushing top. It will equalize turrets for the Flying Oysters, and they have to stay aggressive. They have to continue to go for plays like that.
まあでもパイクのウルトでキル取ってるから2キル分ぐらいになるのかな。ただ CFO の構成的にね20分で 2,3000 ゴールドは有利取らないと厳しいからな。逆に負けてるから、まあ、人事がうまくやってますね。
Narrowly dodges that first gank and actually falls for it. So definitely an outplay by Lehens in a very difficult map position. Being able to use the Sejuani Ignite, get the Lux ultimate down to at least get 1. It's a small consolation for Gen G.
1 for 1. 1700 gold lead though. Feeling
レヘンズラックスうまいね。もともとエリースサポート使いだったからな。スキルショットの精度が高いんじゃねえか。
Looking pretty good right now for the LCK champions. Looking at 2 and 1. See if it keeps going though. There is much more game to play, of course. Second Herald now being started up by Peanut.
What's interesting about team comps like what Flying Oyster has is I'm
Cannon.
tempted to say, oh, the gold lead is lying to you. Gen G is a lot further ahead, but like so much of it will just come down to playmaking.
Yeah.
Like it actually doesn't matter how much you get theoretically outscaled. if you have a ton of playmaking ability. Because you can still get the right CC chain on an unfathomably fed Caitlyn and win the fight. So one of the reasons I really like this draft from the Flying Oysters is it gives them early game agency, and even if it doesn't blow the game wide open, while it doesn't give them a reliable way to win or even a high percentage way to win, it still has a way to win, which I think is important when you're the underdog in a matchup like this.
Let's see if they can find that then. 1,500 gold difference, still up that first Drake. Second one would make the scoreboard relatively close, but there's a lot still to play for. This one is Caitlyn taking her normal position here at 50 minutes of I push the mid lane.
Luxのいい長えな。
I'm gonna get 11, 12, 13 CS a minute. Cannon goes down and Gemini gets some
CFO は4ドラが勝利条件だからね。4ドラ取れないと負けるので、全部のドラゴンを狙いに行きます。
Nice shot by Lux. Gemini does not shield mission, only himself. Doesn't matter a ton though, but over the wall.
カリスター。おー、リーシンがボディブロックした。チャームを。
Great job. I mean, it was a cleansed Callista, so the charm would have been very short duration. Rift Herald drop mid, and no Ahri ult if there is a fight soon.
Danger though, Gemini getting dropped down to 400 HP, has to jump back.
ケイトリン・ラックスのポークエグ。
Yes, it does. So mid lane
Two charge.
Is something. And now as he smites for health, he's going to try to regen up off the blue buff. Gemini back to 2/3 or more.
それセジュアニだよ。
No flash, no problem. Blue claimed. Quick stun comes through for rest, but you really cannot kill Sedge. He's ignited, he ults. Oh!
ヘカリムのウルト3人。
Pulled back into safety. Double knock, but he will die for that one. Just delivers himself as gold.
これさっきのローグのサポートのプレイ見て入ってっただろ。100HP のラカンが神プレイしてたけど、パイクはダメだったか。いやー、ここまで序盤に寄せたチーム構成でも勝てないか、序盤。これはちょっとダメかもね。
Genji are off to a tear in this one. Coming into Worlds, they had something like a 90.
これキルだろ。
Hold on. Chovy.
Go for it.
Charm. Two. And that means there was no play to be had. With ulti, it was going to be kind of close with Blue Smite. Maybe not quite lethal.
Guess not.
Coming into Worlds, Genji
キルではねえか、結局うまく決めても。
gold lead. No, sorry, 95% win rate with a gold lead of 14. And getting higher after this one.
Yeah, and just look at... I talked about playmaking on Flying Oysters. You don't want to make the play on the Sejuani.
セジュアニにスキルを吐いたら勝てねえよな。
But you do that to a Sejuani and you move yourself into a choke so that the Hecarim can ult you, you're gonna have a bad time. So Flying Oyster get funneled in to a choke point by the baiting Sejuani. It's a disaster. They know it. That was not a good fight.
Now it's gonna hurt, but we're gonna hope to see if there's playmaking to be had. We press tournament into the game. Baron at Nashor has spawned. And Genji say, yes, we will indeed take control over the top side. Qualifies for a ward. He'll survive it. Takes a Caitlyn ulti, but he'll regen it back, no problem. Red buff to be stolen. Gemini would like to fight for it.
ナイスキックからのフックからのウルト。でもお互い ADC ダウン。キック、フック、シンドラ、ウルト。あら。
CFO got a 2 for 1.
Beautiful start to the fight by the Flying Oysters. Ruler doesn't matter if he's got all that range with the RFC if you get right on top of him first. Chovy also wasn't there at the start of the fight. Unfortunately, Callista did die as well, so otherwise I think we could have seen a rogue-like Baron start right away off of that, but that's the type of play that Flying Oyster unfortunately need to make again if they want to win this game.
They squeak back about 400 of the 2,000 gold difference here as Chovy's like, you're on my blue buff. Charm nearly lands. That was close. Gemini smites. Oh, I think that was spellbook. I think Chovy spellbooked it.
Oh, yeah,
and then bursted it with his
スペルブックのスマイトか、チョビ。
The timing was too tight. He could have stolen it. I believe it was up at that point in time. Certainly up now, but doesn't matter too much. I do want to take a quick sidestep. Hold on. We'll go to this fight here.
Yeah, so you can see Renekton and Ahri both showing bot lane, so it's supposed to be this 4v4. And Genji looks aggressive, and just watch. Ruler doesn't have vision. Genji feels very confident, but
いや、リシンうまかったな。
the red buff. Definitely not in Ruler's calculus that that was a possibility. And Peanut, by taking down the Callista, makes it so the Baron can't be taken. also gives up his own life, so ends up making it a one fight for Flying Oyster.
So one discussion I've seen is the prevalence of Oblivion Orb and Morellonomicon at Worlds so far.
I was having the same thought.
Yeah, is a big Morellonomicon enjoyer. So the Grievous Wounds is not exceptional in this game. It's not bad, right? Gore Drinker, Lee Sin, Renekton Q. There's a Kalista for the shield bow. Like, it's gonna be okay. The amount of healing reduced is probably gonna be like 1200 into the game.
Currently it's 43.
Cool, yeah. So not high.
Yeah.
However, it is 2,500 gold for 300 health and 90 ability power.
Yeah.
It is a really good stat stick that happens to have Grievous Wounds on it. Think about all the brews that build Kenpuk Chainsword.
What would be a comparable stat stick? What's another item you go for?
Literally
well, for a mage, is there another item here that has health AP?
I'm partial to, we see Shadow Flame a lot.
Yeah.
Shadow Flame, it's 400 more gold, which makes it like a later power spike, but with overall more offensive power.
Has 10 more AP, 100 less health.
Yeah.
And the magic pen passive.
Yeah, which I think is very, very good and supported pretty well. There's things like Banshee's Veil, that's really efficient, but you're not against that much AP. It's a little bit awkward. I don't actually even hate Seraphs. It's less AP, similar health. It's got some haste on it, though.
Sure, but then you also never go as well, which is nice.
Yeah, which is like kind of nice. Like, I think Seraph's actually a pretty decent second item as a bridge there as well. But the idea is like, I'm just trying to build like some kind of bridge item that like is a bunch of stats, and then I can go like these multipliers like Zhonya's. Like, I don't like Zhonya's early because there's so few stats on the item that you kind of power trap. The active's good, but you don't kill anyone. And he's like going Zhonya's now, and like, okay, that's cool. So there are options out there. Cosmic Drive is good. Lichbane on some champions is good. There are a lot of good second items that I think that, like, there's
このドラゴン取れなかったら本当に終わりそうだけどな。
Chovy in particular has been doing a lot of Morello second as a bridge.
Yeah. Good point. Nice little item discussion. I know you go deep on the item stuff.
I love me some items.
Yeah. I will continue this, but I know there's a Drake spawning in 10 seconds.
Okay.
So I don't want to just keep talking about Morellonomicon as the game unfolds. 2,000 gold lead. Let's see who can get set up on mid wave. Currently, Genji's a little slow on it, so they're going to have to brute force their way through. Luckily, the Lux is very good at this because you can fire vision into a brush very well.
リーシン動けない。ああ、リーシン蹴れなかったか。
For CFO, that stun is massive, but he's able to pull him right back out. However, does Rest get to live? His flash is available.
ヘカリム強いぞ。
Also, he feels safe so far. Here comes Chovy over the wall towards Koala, gets the charm. Shouldn't gonna be able to cleanse that one away, but the health bars are getting lower and lower. Ignite is on the Rest. His ulti's already been burned, and he doesn't have a way back into this one. Doran still just too tanky. A 1-for-1, but map control belongs to Gen G.
リーシンがすぐ蹴って敵2人ぐらいの当てたらな。ワンチャンあったけどな。
I think needed to be more cautious. You should check with your E. That's one of the reasons this range support was actually playable even in older metas before enchanters were good, because you can so easily check without dying into brush. But
またドラゴンファイトかな。
I think it was a mission stun from Syndra that originally started the CC chain. And we're just going to go again. They've set up again around mid lane. Sejuani this time has a bit of a flank, and Gen G is the first one in the river.
Oh, he's going to be right on top of many people, though.
チョビ チョビウルトなしで入ってく。 トラップ、ここ通れないね。いや、ケイトレのトラップが強すぎる。シンドラが超えられん。うわー、正常にウルトミスった。X ミディ。トラップエグ。いやー、これ CFO 正直ゲーム長引いても勝てねえぞ。全チャンピオンアウトスケールされるからね。ヘカリム、お、ブラッククリーバーだ。いいね。タンクアイテム買わないのめちゃくちゃいいわ。で、次デスダンス。
With a build like this, at least on that side, and with the cleaver can actually help Lee Sin and Kalista get through Sejuani.
Yeah. Okay. Morellonomicon.
Yes.
I've seen this so much on Twitter, and I actually haven't analyzed it myself, which is why I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah, cool.
Everyone tunnels on like, wow, this healing reduction is nothing for the first 30 minutes. But then like after 30 or 35 minutes, you're actually reducing a lot of healing.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a multiplicative scalar in that sense. Like people just heal for way more later in the game. what is your opinion? Is it just fine to build early and people are tunneling on the wrong things, or in an ideal world, would you actually still want to see it fourth?
So, I think so. There's cases where like Oblivion really early is like supported, right? So like if you're playing, if you're like Lux against Soraka in bot lane, oh, I Oblivion first back, and then I sit on that for a long time and I buy real items. As a bridge item of like it's 90 AP, 300 health, I still think things like Rileys are probably a bit better and whatnot. But in a world where you're like, my 3-item build needs to be really good, we're 32 minutes in.
Right.
If you suddenly really care about Grievous, it's like, well, I was slightly
トータルゴールド差は1000ゴールドしかジェンジ勝ってないけど、CFO は構成がな、射程も短いし、ダメージも足りなくなるから、結構な差があるよ。見た目以上の差がありますね。
That's W on cooldown for 12 seconds still as we see a fight in the bottom side. Koala does not win against Peanut, but knows that any ulti can be preempted and immune functionally by just dashing out to the side, and indeed is going to be okay into that one. 28 minutes into the game, a while to go until Hextech Soul is a possibility, but Gen G continuing to own the map. You can see their ward coverage is all around the top side. There is no vision around Baron, and Koala knows he is in danger anytime he tries any of this.
Yeah, and speaking of 3-item builds, Ruler now has the Infinity Edge, so a whole bunch of power.
Onto a ward, and they're gonna find the root on the
team. Double root.
And they've given themselves up, but the shields are on in time.
Oh,
they're gonna get
判定したぞ。
drops for a jungler. Rest alive, just barely Bashun. Maybe in the wrong spot, trying to kite it out, trying to stay alive.
ヘカリムが暴れるか？ヘカリムくっそ強え。
Finally drops indeed. Lehens flash to follow, killed off by Rest, but the man is alone. Will there enough cooldowns? Yes, there's going to be a lot of damage, and he will die. Shutdown comes through to Peanut. Only 2 kills on the one side, 4 on the other for Gen G.
Heartbreaker fight for Flying Oyster there. It looks so bad at the start.
Make it
Chovy?
Peanut, nah.
Chovy popped off in that fight. Ruler once again, though, finds himself in a very precarious position, dies at the very start of that fight. But just, I think like the sustained damage of the Black Cleaver Hecarim and this Ahri has been enough. So they're just like, you know, why don't we take the fast way?
なんでこれ乗ったんだ?
Let's just not look both ways before crossing the street.
Going forward into the fog also, definitely a danger.
Yeah, but the rest of the team is fairly close, and Ruler gets up so far there that Mission from around the side is just able to surprise him. I mean, he was in full vision. The minions were tracking him the whole time. So I think definitely a misplay by Ruler to step up so far. And then you can see the rest of the fight, because 2 players were so heavily chunked at the start for the Flying Oysters, it's still going to be in the favor of Gen G.
And +2, map control retained to be ticked ever closer to the Hextech Soul being a possibility here. Gen G probably about a minute away. Yeah, 42 seconds. And that means it's going to be happening. You can see actually a pretty even spread of damage. Ruler did die pretty early on, but yeah, the Bash brothers up at the top side doing just as much as anyone else did really here. Luxel actually required to spot
バロンチェック。バロンやってないからミッド行くと。
I mean, they could just start now. I think they're going to, because this is their best chance to kind of
ただ止めないとね。ミッドとバロンはワースじゃないから。どっちもテレポート使った。おお、ラックスワンコンされた。しかしヘカレムがカリスタ捕まえた。バロンフリップ取ったのは CFO。しかしアーリが逃がさないぞ。エネより強いな。問題ねえ。オイスターが 100T をボコして18-0、じゃあ0-18いってくれる。エネと違っておもろい。確かに。何なんだろうな。
People are forgetting about some of the Syndra angles, but like this angle around the side of the red buff right there, Lehens does not see Syndra until now. And you're already stunned, and you're like a little baby squishy Lux. You're
Lux 柔らけ。
He could have done that to Ruler or Lux if someone comes around the corner that way.
ドランドランドランブランクですか？ブランクのザックですか？その位置は。豚飛べねえぞ。豚飛べない。でも勝って。何これ？この豚なんでそこにいたん？
still take him down. And a shutdown too, over to the Syndra, who's really scaling up in a big way. Rest though.
Yeah, that's a 2v1. This is a much less tanky top laner. Rest would like to get an empowered Q, but a juke back by Chovy prevents him a lot of the healing, and he's gonna burn him down.
お互いトップレーナーがやられると。
Kill finally comes across.
Oh yeah, let's check it out. That's 775. That's pretty good.
Yep.
16 stacks on the Medjais as well, but technically Flying Oyster still has a couple people wearing Baron. Oh, Gemini.
That's spicy. He's got no
Gemini.
mana. Good sidestep.
I don't think we can kill.
Not caught shopping. Top lane goes down. The mission
リシュンのビルドがセカンドアーマーだからあれ当てても殺せないけどね。
Sorry, 1,000 gold apart in this game. I moved the 10th place over by 1. Gemini gonna Q to a minion to try to get out.
おケイトリン軽く出るな。
Ulti, but does he quite have lethal damage? With Koala coming around, it's gonna be a bit tight here.
Hi,
There we
good.
go. Conqueror stacked up. Koala stuns to buy some time. Gemini is a shield. Get it blocked. Will do so. Kicks for safety. And at this point, you should have mission here. You can't go for any more than this. This is definitely safety on the way out. Kill the ward and reset. Keep in mind though, the timer is ticking down 3 minutes until Hextech Soul.
Yep. CFO definitely bought some time with that Baron take. And man, Freak, this really continues the conversation of Gen G, right? Tournament favorites by many, really getting
ヘカレム3つ目デスダンスいかないんだ
by。the Flying Oysters. By no means are they in full control of this game. Doran getting picked up. Baron goes over to CFO. Ruler been caught out of position multiple times. We have a 4-0-3 Syndra on the other side. Mission is a player with a lot of Worlds experience. Flying Oyster is definitely a competitor.
デッドマン。
Gen G really want to close this one out because the game has gotten to a very precarious place.
Getting closer and closer to Ruler not being an easy target either as he has the stopwatch. That might be a move towards Guardian Angel. Could even be like Bloodthirster to try to immune some more Syndra damage as a 3v1 to the bottom side. Doran feels so safe, jumps on in. He's got Chovy nearby.
正常にぶっ込む。
That's gonna land damage on a
当て
mission.
る
That will charm and kill. Koala.
いやまあ
The
この
support
時
is
間
down.
帯ゲームにならねえよな。
Flash forced out by Chovy. He saved the Everfrost during that first kill.
チームファイトにならないと思う。
Tanky. He is so unkillable.
CFO のダメージがない DPS が。
If he used his full rotation,
カリスタもシンドラもリシン・レネクトもバーストだからね。一人は殺せてもヘカリム・セジャーニを溶かす火力がないよな。
Rosenart, force of nature, stun. Wow, the flash is up Chovy. He's gonna be okay for now. Stopwatch gets rid of some of the damage. Gemini gonna be done with the pawn.
Rude
But gets
危な
out as well. It's mission down. 1,000 gold shut down the Doran, and they can't get the red.
No
They
damage.
can't kill him. There's 200 HP
Damage.
left on the back line, but they're just not gonna die.
Did you see that damage onto Ruler though? Just one button. That was the gameplay button onto Ruler right there, but he still had the stopwatch. He could stop it. They get the bounty. Sejuani's going to be even more unkillable. Pretty much just bounty and gold accruing though at this point with 1 minute to go to Dragon. So flashes are the big thing to have to
でも
to
普
check.
通にゲームになってんだ
Is
な。
down, Syndra's is down, which is going to be really big as we approach 1 minute out to that Hextech Soul.
オイスターが普通に強いのか、ジェンジーがいまいちなのか。オイスターが強い感じもするけどね。まあまあ致命的なミスは犯してるけど。
He'd probably want to switch it out for Death Cap, but he's going to be 3,000 gold away from that. Yeah, let's watch this one more time. It's just Gen G trying to set up this siege, and Mission does get baited a little bit, thinking he can one-shot Chovy or Ruler.
チョービーがいいフラッシュしたところにうまくスタンがかかったか。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think everything hit Ruler before the stopwatch.
Yeah.
The stopwatch didn't buy any time, and that draws him forward to get the kill.
He gets the Ren, doesn't kill Doran, of course. They managed to attack something else to get the extended Ren range, but doesn't kill. It should take some more poke, and guess what?
No
Sejuani's here!
No
Chovy is
flash.
here! Mission makes the stopwatch come through. Can he live? Doran cues him in the back, takes the kill down. Without a mid laner, I don't know how CFO could fight for this one. Gen G.
4ドラゴンの戦いでシンドラがいない。50秒。
Fool's errand to contest this Hextech Soul now. Gen G really punishing the low mobility of Syndra.
機動力ないシンドラに
means they
ヘカリム刺さるね。
needed to be miles away, but at the same time needed to be in mid lane to try and get prio. So just really well played by Gen G there. They now have the soul. Mission is still down. They're going to force around Baron.
we go. Started up by Doran. Not the fastest to solo Baron, but he's basically invincible anyway, so not going to be a problem for him. A bit of time bought as he spot rest on the way over. Gemini.
B シンスティールするしかない。
Outsmote for Baron last time around. Cupcake, root, a lot of damage. Rest, charmed now as well. Just attacked. He's gonna find the stun.
ヘカリムなんかすんげえところから来たぞ。
Koala dives in. Oh, he doesn't land the ulti. Chovy stays up. And Gen G feeling comfortable now. Gonna get the TP out of mission. Round 2.
Gold still remarkably close. Needs someone in
ケイトリン射程長えな。
Okay, they're chunking it down. It's taken a little while though. Flying Oyster has ult up on the Syndra, but he's just so squishy and is working with no vision. So Flying Oyster can't really get in for this one.
Yep, the rest season's going on. Ruler still would hit from the backside, jumps the pit finally, make sure he's not an easy target.
B シンは来れないように丁寧にマークしてますね。
There's the claim. Baron on the board. Number 2 of the game. Genji getting there first. But up 4,000 gold, 3.5. Up Hextech Soul. Has all the cards they need to win this game.
Absolutely. Hextech Soul never going away. Baron will go away in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Guardian Angel, I think, critically picked up by Ruler. You also have the Zonias completed for Chovy, so either of the carries that Mission was hoping to assassinate with ultimate have an immune.
セジュアに溶かすやついるか？足りるのか？蹴ったぞ。マジで死なないと思うけど。 なんでお前ら豚殴るの？構成があまりにもタンク溶かせないやつらで揃いすぎてるもんな。GG。まあ大丈夫。このパフォーマンスだったら NA に勝てる。実質1回勝ったし。
7 kills, 11 assists, and even though it took over 39 minutes, the important thing for Gen G is they are the ones killing the Nexus and moving to 2-1. Definitely a fun one, a pretty close one.
NA よりは見てておもろいし。いいわ。
For the PCS number 1, but at the end of the day, it is Gen G going 2-1 to end the first round robin.
Couple wry smiles from Peanut at the end. No need to be elated after this one. This was the expected result for the LCK 1 seed. Former world champion Ruler trying to repeat that feat with a completely different roster around him. A lot of Gen G fans showing up as well to support this squad.
We'll see him next week. That's going to be the end of it, right? Is who's going to take the final spot here? If they can get revenge over RNG, you can take the top spot at the very end of that one. If Flying Oyster can somehow step up, they've even got a chance to making that one happen. Anything can still be done here.
今日のラストゲームがギガバイト vs DRX。ギガバイト今のところいいところないね。期待してたんだけど。